all. It's a lovely, lovely occasion for us, for Greg's 50th, and I'd like to welcome old friends from school, new friends from now, people from far Adelaide, and people from nearby, just down the hall. All of you very, very welcome. And we're just going to have a very simple couple of speeches. Luke and Pammy and Carly are going to say a few words. Anybody else wants to add their tuppence word?
I was going to, but she won't let me.
And Jack will finish off. And we'll have a cake. So, who would like to go first? Pammy? I'm known for volunteering.
Where would you like me to stand? Just
Stand next to Luke.
I'm used to it in front of the classroom. Yesterday I was in shul and Mum's sitting next to me. She said, you will say a few words tomorrow, won't you? Yes, Mum! So, unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. It's with real happiness that we're here today to celebrate Greg's birthday. Where are you, Greg?
This is Greg.
Anyway, it's with real happiness that we're here together, and Greg and I share a really unique relationship. I think we've always been there for one another, and I was always the older sister until one day he very proudly introduced me to the fireman up in Willara as his little sister and tucked me under his shoulder because suddenly he grew very tall. And,
I was just trying to impress them.
Anyway, have always been there for one another, and despite the rocky times that we had in the last few years, we're always there for you, Greg, and we all love you, and only wish you happiness, success, and move on. And may it be a great move.
Thanks.
Okay. Could you please hold this for the video?
It's okay.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks.
That's my speech. Really, I still find myself quite surprised at times by your compassion for people. Yeah. I see you talking about people that you meet at OBK and families and situations, and just the heart that you have for people. It's really amazing. And your compassion, it's wonderful, and I'm so glad to be a part of your life and your family's life. And yeah, well done for getting to 50.
Well said, wasn't it?
I'll see you there in about a decade.
Youth, and 50 the youth of old age. As we enjoyed his musical together so much last week, he seemed a credible source. So take this quote as you will. But there is no denying now that you're in your 50s, you're kind of old. But you're the young old, according to Dr. Hugo, so it's okay. And I'd also like to say maybe now's a good time to pick someone else to speak for your 60th, because I just called you old. Today, as we celebrate your 50 years, it's also Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the dads in the room. And I thought that meant it really wasn't a coincidence that we should celebrate today with a speech from me, because some would call me your greatest achievement. There are corporate successes, there's a junior state swimming career, there's groundbreaking community involvement, there's a book. But let's be honest, people tell me I have your sense of humour, and we know we share a love of travel, of delicious foods that don't include sea urchin, and definitely a passion for faster activities like jet skis, quad bikes, all water sports really. We could have lived without shooting ball in Surface and also that haircut that Mum still holds you accountable for. But hey, we have made some great decisions together, Malta and Italy being our most recent ones. Together we explored some amazing new places and rediscovered some old favourites. We sailed, we flew, we soaked up the sun, we segwayed. Luke and I segwayed. You segwayed when you hadn't fallen off. But no one in all of Italy was hissed at, so we've made some great improvements from the segwaying in Israel. Dad, our relationship, or building our relationship to where it is now over the last few years, is something I've really, really enjoyed. And it's been fantastic, and I've loved nearly everything new we've tried together. I'm saying nearly because of the tuna veal, and I think that that warrants the nearly. And you can't argue with that one. So I'm going to be the one to say, please everyone raise your glasses or your plates, whatever, it's a Jewish function. And toast my wonderful dad, and I will make a toast to the continuing of a great relationship together. So happy birthday, Dad. Your turn.
I'll go and make sure cake appears so
That's all right, I could talk.
The magic trick.
Mum.
You got to wait for your mum to come back.
You got to wait for my mum.
Bring the cake, Rosalind.
Yeah.
And explain what a tuna wheel is.
We're about to get one. Are we getting one of those now?
Okay.
A tuna veal.
Look,
You don't want one. What is it? Oh, I don't know. It was a mistake, that's what
Okay.
it is.
Firstly, thank you all for coming. I mean, obviously, turning 50 is a big milestone, and I'm very thrilled that it's a milestone that I'm celebrating here with you all. My last milestone was not as happy, and it was the milestone back then when I was 40 led me to really look forward to this one being my 50th, with family and with friends. Mum and Dad, thank you for this party, and Mum, I know there's not a detail that you hadn't thought of, and that's typical Mum detail. And
You can believe it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Luke, fabulous partner for nearly 14 years. Thank you for your kind words, your support and your love. And Carly, I just adore you to death. And the veal tonata.
It was horrendous.
One mistake. All right, I'll cop that. But every single person who's here has a story, or I have a story with, and they're beautiful stories. Mish has a lot of very special stories. That's true. You can read about them in the book. Oh, no, Mish.
Are they on sale now?
Pardon? I got copies in the car.
Stores across Australia.
I never go to a function without my booksellers. I'm actually very excited about the book. We actually went out with the publisher the other day, and we've now sold over 2,000 copies in the last 2.5 weeks. In about 300 shops, and it's being received well. And to be honest with you, it's a story, obviously of my life, but of all different elements in it, culminating in where I've had redemption and hope, and that's through our big kitchen. And Leah, I'm so happy that you're here, and I know you're representing also Shona, I know you're representing the rabbi, who's a very good friend of mine now and always will be. Of course, I'm moving on from OBK with a heavy heart, but to new adventures. And I know that I'll do that to the best of my ability. And I look around, honestly, I could talk about each and every one of you. Sarah, don't talk about you, we see you on TV. I won't talk about that Royal Commission. And Ben, and thank you for everything. Ben is a close friend. He's also been the operations manager, still is at OBK, acting GM while I was away. Close friend, great support, and with Matt as well. Pardon? Yeah, and yeah, I just want to thank everybody, particularly Tim and Jaydan for coming up from Adelaide. And of course, today's a happy day. In Jewish custom, we often smash a glass and under a korban. That's so that you can think about people who are doing it tough. Right now, our thoughts are going to Helen, Luke and Tim's mum, who's had some difficult news recently to deal with health-wise. We were just down in Adelaide, and I'm drinking a toast to Helen. May she get restored to good health as quickly as possible, but all of our love is with her. My fairy godmother, my fairy godfather, Mark and Linda. Thank you, you're representing all the fishes, and I love the fact that you're here. I won't keep talking. No problems. Thank you very much for coming all this way, Robin. And,
The neighbours.
very special. Finally, Mum and Dad and Pam, Richard, Zach, all my very close family. Thank you, all, for all the love and everything, and all the support that you've shown me. Thanks again, everybody.
We'd like to Jack will say a couple of words and ask him to yes.
I don't know if there's very much more to say. He's a good bloke. He's a good bloke. He's a good son. We're proud of him. And may he go from health